Hi, I'm Pogostick / Audrey / Furball / whatever I am called on whichever website you found this on. I really don't care what you call me as long as it's not offensive. Today I'm going to show you how I draw fire. Because it's actually really easy. Like, super easy. You won't believe it. So the first thing you're going to want to do, if you don't already have a background planned, if you're just playing with fire, playing with fire, start with a dark background. It typically works out better. What color is this? Is this black? No, it's not. It's very dark red. Oh well, good enough. Just turn my screen brightness up, maybe. Can't see what I'm doing. Anyway, then you start with a layer on top of that. Right? You don't want to draw on your background layer. That'd be silly. Giving the fire its own layer, you take a random circle brush and you turn the opacity down to about 60 and the flow down below 30. You can turn the hardness down if you want, but in my experience, it actually really doesn't matter. Anyway, now you kind of scribble. Like, keep in mind which way the fire is... Shut up, friends, I'm trying to record a thing. You. Keep in mind the way the wind is blowing, so if the wind was blowing this way, the fire would be going this way. Right, so here we've got a nice patch of fire being blown dramatically across the ground in your epic boss fight scene, or whatever it is you've got going. So you kind of scribble and it looks really terrible. If there isn't any wind, there's got to be a bigger way to do that. Bigger eraser, come on. There we go. Big eraser. If there isn't any wind, fire tends to go up. Right? So, the way you start, yeah, you take orange and you scribble, and it looks really bad. It looks like you just slapped some color on there, which, to be fair, you did. So how do you fix that? Well, now you go over here and you double-click. I hope you guys can't hear my computer fan going. You double-click on the layer icon to open up the layer style menu. This is how you do some cool effects. And also why you needed it to be on its own layer, because Just be quiet for a minute. So, the first thing you want to do, and you can move this around, and then you want to hit preview up here, make sure this is checked so that you can see what you're doing. You want to go inner glow, and mine already knows what I want it to do, because that's what I had it do last time. You choose center, well, going from top to bottom. You choose screen, opacity 100%, noise 0%. Click this box and choose a nice yellow color. Not a greeny yellow color, mind, but like a orangey yellow color. Softer, center, 0% choke. The size can really be anything depending on what you need it to be. However, bigger tends to be better. Actually, what happens if you play with precise? Nothing. Awesome. Cool. Just leave the contour, well, ooh, that's kind of cool. This is how I learn things. I mess with things until they look like I want them to. That looks a little strange. Anyway, for now I'm just going to use the basic straight angle contour. You can reduce the range or increase it depending on how much you want to be glowy. That looks about right. I'm not sure what jitter does. It doesn't seem to do anything, as far as I can tell. It might do something to other things. I don't know. Then you go outer glow, and you pick the same orange that you were using to scribble your fire. And usually you can set it to normal, however, you might want to play with this a little bit, depending on what the background looks like, and stuff. And stuff, she says. Anyway, just play with things until it looks like you want it to. Ooh, that's a bit much there. You may want to set it to precise. That tends to... Oh, there's a few little spots I didn't see. Well, now they're embers. Hooray! Precise can add some interesting effects. And... Ooh. again, play with everything. That looks like a weird psychedelic drawing. We'll just go with that. Okay, the last thing you're going to do in this window, also this is why I told you to turn on preview, so you can see what you're doing, is you go pattern overlay, and if you don't have your rock patterns loaded, you go over here, scroll down to rock patterns, click on it, it'll ask, do you want to replace the, yes, that's fine. And now, you choose this red jaggedy one, hit it overlay, opacity 100%, and then you can adjust the scale to make it look more like you want it to. Awesome. Then hit OK. And the last thing you do is you take your smudge tool and you set the strength about 30, 40, somewhere around there. And I'm going to make it a little bigger here. And the hardness down to 0, right? That's important. Now we have a very fuzzy brush. And then you just kind of scribble in sort of twisty, spirally S shapes. Be kind of random with it, because fire, unlike fur, is never flat. It goes everywhere. Right. Still keep in mind which way the wind is going in your picture. For instance, we're not going to like bring some out there. That's crazy. Whoa, that looks weird. Burst set's weird, really weird on that. This is the one time-consuming part, but it makes it look quite good. Makes it look like actual fire. Close enough to actual fire. Feel free to play with any of those steps there. If you've got fire coming out of the ground, and you're not sure how to make it look like it's actually coming out of the ground, the blur tool is your friend. Except mine's not doing very much at the moment. I'm not sure why. Make it bigger. Anyway, blur and smudge, they're your friends. Depending on the picture and the circumstances, you may have to turn things up or down, or omit things. There's all kinds of things you might have to do to make it look the way you want it. Like here I've had to turn the smudge up because these flames are bigger than the last flames I was going. If that makes any sense. Anyway, that's how I do fire. Bye!